Hive Mind Network Online, Channel 0093. Secure uplink initiated.
As you might know me as Spoon Lord from Discord, and we're here for another Twitch streaming for this week, and we have some new stuff to show you, a little bit of new stuff. We're gonna have another UI session, and this time we have our UI designer, as you might know as Pixel on Discord.
Hey everyone.
And she's gonna actually draw a new icon for us while the Twitch is going on, but we're not gonna start with this. I first just want to show some of the new stuff we have, and quickly, my voice is a little bit hurt, so it might sound a bit different, and I'll try to look at the chat as well, so if you guys are not hearing me well or whatsoever, you can always tell me, and I'll try to fix things up. So quickly, what I wanted to show you guys, if you look right at the left side of the screen, we kind of replace the we have this square that also has been there, but when we had the sketches for the academy, we had some differences between this version and a full rectangle version of the UI of the background with the corners, and we tried to at first have this longer, so it covers all your information, and it was not pretty in your desktop, but it was pretty in the academy. So what we did is that when you click on your mission center, your UI actually becomes longer and fills out the whole information. So when you're in the academy, it fits kind of well. And so that's like the in-between that we found between having this always or the little square always. So that's one of the things we've been working on. As you might as you're seeing right now, I have more content in the academy that we had before, and we have a lot of content coming in. It's not all there yet, but we're working on it, and we're gonna probably want to test them a lot and change them, tweak them to be sure that it's super fun for everyone. And little things that we added, when you have a incomplete certification, your triangle here is white, but if you complete one like this one, it has the skin color. I know it's just a small tweaking, but I just thought it was cool to add. And as you're seeing also, the button active training is a little bit smaller, and you have this other button, and we're actually working on that right now. Your trainings will have categories, and when you click on that arrow, you'll have a drop down menu to be able to choose your category, and you'll be able to filter your missions, your certifications. So you have everything related to, let's say, Staying OS Basic, the Mission Center, and you'll have other things. Let's say if you have your AC score training, that would be another category. And we have like two categories. We have like 5 main categories, and we have other like smaller categories, and they're all linked in some ways, and you have all that information out pretty soon. It's just that be aware that you'll have like a menu there. You'll be able to switch between your main categories, and you'll see your icons like that. And when you have one not unlocked, it'll be grayed out and a little bit faded out. So those are the things that I've planned. And that little icon right there, which is right now the Turbine C2 icon, it's gonna be like a general mapping of your certification progress. in a category. So let's say you're in staying your let's say you're in the basic operations category. That's one of the main categories called basic operations. Let's say you're in there. You click on your map, and you would see all your modules, that all your certification that you have to do to complete your training. Even though you don't have all of them unlocked, well, you'll be able to see which one unlocks which, and you'll be able to see like you'll the full view of your certification. And as you can see, it's a little private, but you really have like a training for specified modules, specified actions, like workspace management. There was a lot of people that just didn't know that you would the things on the right, the those things are actually workspaces, and people just didn't know like how to play with them. So we have like a training. So you're opening, let's say, modules, and you're like, okay, I have things in there, but hey, if I click on another workspace, it changes. And there was a lot of people that were unaware of that, and that's part of why the academy exists, is to show like all the tools, all the utilities that you can use to have a great experience in 19.4 while you're doing the main missions. That's pretty much it. And nothing changed on this on the mission center level. So that's pretty much it. I guess for the new stuff, there was a lot of backend stuff that we worked on, but in terms of visuals, that's pretty much where we're at right now. And I might say that I think that the more we're working on the visuals of the academy, even if it's small things or bigger things, it's starting to look much more like Pixel's original design that I have right there. If I just switch it up, just give me a sec. There you go. So it's not the same yet. Well, it's not exactly the same. There's some information that kind of didn't belong, that we chose to not have, and that's an older screenshot. But as you can see, if I switch, we're like, you have made some changes, but we're kind of close. It's like we merged the two styles, like the older style that we have for UI before, and a newer style that Pixel is bringing to the table. I don't know if you have any comment on that, Pixel?
Yeah, so we adapted it so it looked a bit more like you said, to the original, because there was like the first pass of integration, and then we modify it and fix it so it just looks better, and that it feels better also with the flow, like you were saying you were adjusting recently.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there will probably still be some tweaks to come, like in the future, but right now it's pretty solid.
Yeah. And as you might know, or not know, Pixel is currently working on redesigning some other modules like agent profile, which you might have seen some screenshots, and but we really like rework the whole UI flow, and it's gonna be probably totally different from what you guys have seen since then, and it's gonna really have a whole new UI feel that we don't have actually right now in the game. So that's one of the cool things she's working on, and me and Fred, who is the other programmer, will have the chance to integrate and have some really cool animations and workflow with that new UI style. So I'm pretty hyped for that, and
Yeah, so this new agent profile, since it's gonna be like your space where you have all your info, we're really working hard to make the experience more enjoyable. That you wanna take some time and go into your agent profile and go and see what you actually have in your
As items.
inventory.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've more items that you can see right now. It's not it's yeah, it's your inventory, but it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't have a personal feel. it it's not like the new agent profile. We felt that it would be cool if it would be more like a room, like the agent room actually. So that's where we're aiming at. So you have like more open personal feel of an agent at 19.4. So it's like you enter your room, you have all your badges, you have your intel, your inventory, but you would also have your Fox Acid exploits, your XC score entities. You would have like all your info in one place, and you can always look at your codex. So let's say your progress, the log entries, everything, and in your agent profile, in a much cooler uh, look than what we have right now, which was
Yeah,
yeah.
and I changed the categories too, how it's all classified like together so that it makes a bit more sense also. Because now it can maybe kind of feel a bit lost of like the purpose of some of your items right now with your agent profile. But in the new version, there won't be any questions to be asked. It will be super clear on how each item has its own purpose.
Yeah, that's really, and you'll have definitely more info also on your items. As of right now, you have some items, but you don't. You have a title, but you don't have like a sort of description. So that will be cool to have a lot of more space to put more content for you guys, which is always cool because more content equals more stuff equals more fun, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to do is that I'm gonna switch to your screen pixel. If you just give me a sec, and we're gonna
Sure.
just look at her working. Let's see her how she does the new icons that we're gonna have in the game. And right now we're looking at your screen pixel. So as you can see, there's like a she's gonna do an eye icon.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show you actually how I do an agent icon.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically, I start with a sketch that is made and drawn on paper that I digitalize. Like I either take a picture and send it to me via email, or I scan it. And then here I come into my player icon file, which is already in the right resolution. And you see there's the circle zone all around, which is going to be seen in game. So you're going to have like the frame all around that area. So here I start, oh, sorry. So I start by doing a line art. So I just follow actually the sketch I made. And then
Yeah, and one of the like this kind of icon is gonna be your the new player avatars, as we've mentioned like really a long time ago, I might say. We're gonna change the fact that you can put any type of avatar, since like as I said that time, yeah, people can put anything, and we don't want to end up with certain type of images. Um, that could be less appropriate for certain audiences. So we have our designer that's also a good artist, on a good 2D artist, and we're gonna use that talent to have some cool icons. If I switch quickly just to show you guys some of the icons we've planned, if you haven't seen them already, let me just switch it up. So we have those kind of the avatars. You can see it fits in a circle. So there's like a really kind of grim looking man. He has like no eyes, so he's kind of edgy and dark. He has a really big mouth. And we have this it's more of a hacker type. He's really, I don't know, like a more like, I guess, traditional icon. that I guess a lot of people that just don't feel comfortable having some random guy as their profile icon. Well, they'll be able to put something more discreet. And you have the cool skull, the yelling skull, as we as I call him. Is just that cool skull that yells really loud, and he pretty much only does that. And we're gonna have a whole bunch of them, so it
Yeah.
will be able to you guys will be able to pick like one of many avatars, and like this is one a new one that we're just sketching right now, so you'll be able to see it being done at real time. Maybe you could Pixel, maybe you could close your hangout so you don't have all those
Yeah.
notifications. There you go.
There. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. There wasn't anything spectacular. It's just you never know.
Yeah. Yeah,
We
it's
don't
better
want to
that
reveal
way.
some big secrets, guys. We gotta have those secrets. And while she's doing that icon, I'm gonna switch in also between like some stuff. Maybe I'm gonna like do a certificate or two, so like the Twitch stays dynamic. But I kind of love looking at how you sketch. It's really cool. Like it really starts from simple lines, and then it kind of gets like cooler and has more of a feel, more of an atmosphere, and it's really great. And I wanted to show quickly one of the things I wanted to show was the inspiration that Pixel has when she makes UI for 19.4. And I have the Pinterest document, which is where we get our inspiration. And as you can see, as we try to stay original, there's already a lot of great UI that fits our style, and we try to borrow all those inspiration from this and have it in our game in our own way. So just quickly have a quick look around. If we look at like those kind of UI on the top, it's more of I think it's more distant for the new agent profiles. So it's some inspiration that I think Pixel took. Well, not all of it, but that's pretty much how an artist, well, some artist works. They just have like a Pinterest or some type of page. They put all sorts of inspiration, and she has a lot of inspiration. And if I go down a bit, you see the planet. That's more of the inspirations for the academy, and that's like one of the ways I think. Well, as artists, because I do art too. Uh, this is how we get inspired, and this is how I think you can get inspired in general for creating stuff. You look at the subject you're interested in, you see a lot of examples of how that could be done, and then you just try to either replicate it and tweak it a bit, or just start from scratch, but you have something to start from, because it's not always easy to have an idea from absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
So
it's basically it's like the wheel. Like you don't reinvent the wheel, but you can make like a different type of wheel. So might as well look at what others do out there, figure out what were the good things, the bad ideas that was there, how it worked, how it didn't, and then learn from that to make something better. So
exactly, and
so that's why I gather so much info about other existing stuff.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly. But and it turns out pretty cool. And as you can see in our game right now, the new badges we have, the new icons are really great. The new frames, they're really neat. If I just switch over my screen, on the top right, top left, um, like this is really great. Like I know this is like the end game frame, but even all of those in between, they're really cool. Like, and you really see the progress. It's a bit like this, and this is one good example. Blizzard's games have always been really cool on UI, and we tend to gain some inspiration from that. I really like Overwatch UI, and I think that Pixel 2.
Yeah, well, Overwatch is still very futuristic, which kind of fits within the 1904 universe of technology and stuff.
and
But it's
yeah,
still being tweaked and being transformed and adapt to our game.
mm,
Like I don't keep a specific idea and just copy it. It's more, like I said,
inspiration.
inspiration
Yeah,
and how they did it, like how they did uh, like a great job and learn from that.
exactly. And what's cool with Blizzard's UI, as one of the examples, that their UI is, even though it's futuristic, it's minimalistic, it's very stylish. You, like it's really great, and it kind of fits on. You can put it pretty much like on any type of game and tweak it a bit, and it works. So it's easy for us to gain inspiration from that. And we just like see, oh, there's a cool fade there. Let's try to use it. Oh, there's a cool type of lining for badges. Let's try to use it and tweak it, and that's pretty much how we work. So I just wanted to show this quickly. And if I go back to the drawing, it's getting along pretty well.
Yeah, so my line drawing is pretty much done at this point. So I'm gonna start the color stuff. So I went beforehand, go and check out for
Some eyes.
references. Yeah, to eyes references for the color I like, the mood I like, and then I'm gonna apply it to the actual drawing. So it's pretty easy for like the face of like a black, the middle of the eye. But then the reflection and all that stuff, it's pretty cool to go and check out like actual colors of an eye, because we kind of like think that an eye is just like it's white and then you have color for the iris and then the black, but it's not actually that white. Like you see here, if I just color pick on that, it's kind of blue. So it's kind of colors that you don't
Like, yeah, light,
think that
very
would
light blue. Yeah.
you wouldn't think that would be there, and that makes the actual image more realistic.
Yeah, I just realized that I didn't like switch the screens. So there you go. Now you have, yeah, you just missed the eyes appearing. So so we're not too late,
No, not too late.
but because we're getting at the cool part, which is the coloring, and I want to leave it just a bit more so you guys can see like the whole process. Maybe like I don't know. Maybe it can inspire you guys to start drawing, or start a new passion. We never know, because now you have a cool tutorial from our professional.
Yeah, so that's actually the way I proceed. Like I just go in and like from the sketch drawing, add the colors slowly, and then change my layers depending on like the actual content.
And as you can see on the right, we're at layer 132. So there's a lot of layers, and when you draw a lot and when you do a lot of icons, when you work in the, I guess, in the industry in general, and as an artist, you have a lot of, let's say, templates, and on those templates you add a lot of layers, so you can easily switch um, images when you need it. and it started to become like an eye.
Yeah, it's
That's
all
a
into like the different nuance, the colors,
that is a
find the right.
that is that is a cool eye. And what's planned like around the eye? Some sort of like digitalized um, art. So
Yeah,
because
it's probably gonna be like a dark background
like a
to
future.
bring out the technology futuristic feel to it, and keep it kind of bluish to keep the digital aspect to it. So here, if I hide my fences, so basically I'm just gonna fill in the background. Sometimes I just like focus on the subject and then figure out the background, but sometimes I work both of them at the same time, just so that the result is more unified.
Hmm. Yeah, as it gets like more detail, more background, more visuals, it's really coming along together, and it's really cool.
Bring back the references.
And I guess of course we're gonna use that the UI, right?
Um, this icon,
Yeah,
yeah, this icon will be available for you to use as your agent avatar
cool. So that's great.
once it's gonna
And
be all done.
yeah, exactly. And we have a lot like of icons to do, so we're not spoiling too much. Just some of them, so you guys are not worried about like how what the icons are gonna look like if I can't like put my own. And while she's working on this, I'm just gonna switch quickly, and I'm gonna complete my workspace certification, just so you guys know. Like, I have another example of um, UI. I'm just gonna do it. Oh, I think that I have to. Oh, great! It's I wasn't in the game anymore, so you just really just have to open some modules and then use a shortcut. So Alt and 1. I go back to the first workspace. There you go. Now I'm at my second training, and as you can see, we've pretty much advanced on the content. There's a lot of stuff. There's that man talking, and when you start a training, it wipes out of all of your workspace because you really want to focus on, on your training. You don't have to like have some players that don't really know what they're doing. They open a lot of modules and then they're lost, and then they start a mission or whatsoever, and they don't know what to do. Um, so that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna continue. So I open up my Vios mapping module. Open my pulse fingerprint, and it's all work in progress, guys. So it's not definitive that it's gonna be only like opening stuff. And I'm at the easy training. We might want to have some kind of interaction between them, or have some kind of action stuff happening, just so it has a little more cool. There you go, and I'm at my final training. So what happens in this one is that I have a bunch of stuff open, and I just want to close them. There you go. Oh, there you go. Okay. I don't want my. So this one, like the planet disappeared. There you go. So I have my certification. If I go back to my planet, it shows all my succeeded certification, which is super cool. You can really see like each time you finish a certification, it shows all your completed certifications highlighted. So if you've completed everything, you can like once you finish your last certification, you have a look of how much you've colored the planet. I might say with the textures and the light. So it's gonna be pretty cool. So that's pretty much it on my side. If I switch back to what Pixel is doing right there. So as you can see, she added a lot more details.
Trying to get the color into the iris now.
Yeah. What is always I thought fascinating about drawing, because I can do most like Photoshop stuff. I can do like um, that's say like virtual art, but I can't really draw that well. Um, I I have just find fascinating how much like you just start from a bunch of lines and you add them together in a certain way, and it creates like it creates like, art. It creates feels. It creates atmosphere. It creates like depth, and it's very cool. I'm just
Yeah, at the beginning it doesn't look like much, and then it all takes form uh, with just like the colors and like all the strokes coming
yeah, and it always look easy.
in. Yeah, and that is just time of practice, a lot of time.
Yeah, really, the trick that everyone tells me that I don't follow because I don't have time to draw is that to get good at drawing, you really have to draw every day. You really have to draw always, every time.
Yeah, you have
And
to draw a lot. Um, I actually don't draw enough. Well, I draw at the job every day. I mean, I mean it's still better, but I just I should draw more in my own time to just get that extra skill.
but you're really pretty good, so you're not. See,
Yeah, it's not too bad, but still, like I can still look out there at my the artists I love a lot, and then I say, well, that shows that they draw every day. But yeah, it's
yeah.
still it's still a good start. Okay, I still studied like 6 years in, in art, so it's a lot of practice if you if you get all the hours put together.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time to like be a professional, and if you go to school, like you said, 6 years, um, well, that adds a lot to the process, but it makes a very good professional artist, and that we can have a participate with us in the games, and we are really glad to have. So that's that's super cool. And but it's the same for everything. As for me, I'm a programmer, so of course I have to go to school and practice programming a lot. But
Yeah.
it's really not the same field. But as anything, I still have to practice on my own time. So just look at there.
So it's starting to get there.
Yeah,
So now if I bring back all my lines, try
exactly.
to bring back the white part, or the digital part of it.
So don't worry. Um, I'm just gonna have a quick look at the chat. If you guys have any questions, I'm gonna ask that you don't over time. So Palatura is asking you, Lisa, how many eyes have you downloaded over time at Alison Smith?
As references or actual eyes? um, well,
In
the
general,
references, like, just as references, it's uh, not that much right now.
I think that
Um,
right now we have the most eyes that we ever had. We don't have a. Do we have anything? eyes in 19.4. I don't think so.
Well, except like the XT score icon,
True. So
I guess not a lot.
yeah, that's true. So we have the HC score. So there's one eye. So maybe with those three eyes that you just downloaded, maybe we have a total of, I would say, 6 eyes maximum that we have that you have downloaded.
Yeah,
That's still,
pretty much it.
that's still more eyes than I have. So that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a bit more, but not that much. Yeah, just for that sketch, actually.
So that's super cool. Um,
So yeah, so this gives a good insight of like what it is to develop
mm,
an actual icon that is gonna be drawn by hand.
and
Um,
yeah,
and right now it's just like the quarter of the way or like half the way there, because I still have to integrate more vector elements in it, like all the digit and the circuit elements and like the circle thing I have around it that I want to bring back.
that's
And at
cool.
some point, I'm probably gonna remove the lines and try to make it
More subtle.
look good without it.
Yeah.
So,
So that's good. As of right now, I don't know if I have other things I could show you in the meanwhile. Um, that you're
yeah,
adding more details. If you give me maybe a minute or two, I think I have like something cool to show. Give me. I know we're not, as I saw the number of views right now, we're not a lot in the stream. Um, Probably because we went there yesterday. Um, but it's still kind of cool.
Hello, it's
Oh, so full. I have like a full presentation of how like the 1940 is coming along in terms of academy, done by Anna Shell. And I don't want to show all of that. I just want to show like a little part of that, and I think you guys are gonna like it. So what I'm going to show you guys is the new backend of 19.4. So it's still work in progress, but it it's really cool, and it has a really old different vibe and to it than older backend, and it will have us be able to do really great stuff and even more complex situation, more complex missions, more detailed stuff. It will really make us be able to go further with 19.4 more than we've ever been. So go. So I'm gonna add sound, and Michelle is basically just speaking. So if I go back first, you will have a there's a dashboard with all our content in general, and that's cool. But the cool part is before in our older backend, it was more like, if you guys know it, it was more WordPress oriented. So you would have some links, so you had some stuff that it was all input oriented. So you would have to create some columns and had some content, and it quickly became as 94 got more complex to work and we made more changes, the backend just didn't follow quite as much, and it was getting harder and harder to work on, and it was limiting us on some point. So what we have now is a backend made of nodes. So um, it might contain some spoilers. I hope not too much. So as you can see, now you have your hub, which is your root domain. You have your subdomain and what they contain. And which is cool is that it still has like 19 for a field, even for a backend, which is cool because our older backend didn't have that at all. So as you can see like if you get into the details of a port of a domain, you can get its port, and you can add like its technology really easily. You can really have a complete network very easily, and you can link your entities together very easily, and that's really great. So I'm not gonna spoil too much, but I know you guys have made the mission already, so I'm not too worried. But I just wanted to show you guys one of the things that we've been working on. So um, now Pixel is she's adding the details. Um, so as you can see, there's like those lines. Should have a more like precise lining than like small sketches. And as of now, I don't have anything other to show you guys, and we're not a whole, it's pretty much, I think, me, Aphelion, and Palatura that's there in the chat. So I hope you're enjoying it.
Yeah. So I guess for today, for my drawing, I'm gonna stop here. But it gives you an actual good understanding of how all of that is created.
That's pretty cool. And I look quickly at like how you're starting to do it. It's super cool.
So I'm probably gonna finish that later, and so like we said before, you're gonna be able to have that icon.
Yeah, exactly. So that's pretty much it. So we're not gonna we're gonna stay till the end because there's a lot of details we might want to put on. It's gonna take a while, and we don't have anything else to show as of now, or right now. So I guess that's pretty much it for this week, guys. Sorry for having it being Friday instead of Thursday. I think that a lot of people maybe were expecting yesterday at Twitch, and they didn't have it. And as I see today, there's not that many people. So, but it's alright. People that have missed it can always look it later. So, thanks for being here this week. Give us your feedback if you liked it. It was a bit different today, but I think it was a good insight of our UI artist work. And I think that Pixel liked her first experience in the Twitch streaming.
Well, sometimes I do some Twitch with a friend in gaming.
Yeah.
But not much about like
Professional
stuff.
But we still try to keep it casual, so it's always cool to not be too stressed about that. So that's pretty much it, like I said, for this week. So thank you guys. Stay tuned for the coming weeks. We'll have definitely more stuff to show, like this week, or maybe even more. So can't wait to show you the whole academy done. And stay tuned for next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Closing root access. Goodbye.